Hey, what's going on, team? Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. A super quick video for you guys. How many of you guys are participating in the swing trading challenge, right? So we kickstarted 2022 for all the people that have full-time jobs, our full-time students that can't necessarily day trade, to keep trading simple for 2022 and to solely focus on good quality companies, wait for oversold levels, buy a small position, and then average up when it begins to recover. As a lot of you guys noticed, the NASDAQ market pulled on back, bringing down a lot of big tech stocks. Did you know, right? I mean, we're preparing for the market to recover, but did you know that the weeks that follow are the up and coming earnings week, right? And it's one of my favorite times to trade. The reason why is that, for those that are not familiar with what this means, when a company reports earnings, which it reports earnings for every quarter of the year, right? So they're going to be reporting earnings for Q4 of 2021, and they're going to be doing that for the next couple of weeks. They first start with some, banking and institutions, and then they move in to the more popular tech. But I thought it would be important to talk about it now and how you can be aware of what stocks report earnings so you're not surprised, right? How horrible would it be if you're swing trading a stock, it begins to indicate signs of recovery, you're unaware that it's going to report earnings, let's say it reports negative earnings, and then it drops, right? As long as you're aware that it's going to be reporting earnings, I feel like I'm doing my part in allowing you to prepare for what can happen, right? So a very simple tool, right? You guys can look up the stock that you're investing in and then see when it reports earnings. But if you use the Webull platform, if you don't use it, you can use the first link in the description and you can actually earn 5 free stocks, if I'm not mistaken, just by using the link down below. But what I want to show you is right under the markets tab, right on over here under calendar, you guys can actually select what date you want to focus on. Also, a very common trick that a lot of people don't know is I can click on everything for this month and then everything should populate from the 17th of January to, again, the very end of the month, and I can load all of these. So the really cool thing about this is if I double click it, it actually creates a watch list of all of these different stocks instead of me having to go into them individually, right? So this watch list would be useful if you wanted to go back and forth with a lot of these different stocks. Now you can kind of go just down the list, right? Goldman Sachs, if I want to see what date it reports earnings, I just hover over the E and then it should tell me that on the 18th of January, it's going to be reporting its Q4 earnings. And you can see that it's already pulling on back. And again, I can just go down the list, down the arrow, down the arrow. We got Charles Schwab, PNC, we got Interactive Brokers, right? All of these are reporting earnings, and I can just go down the list. Now that you guys know about that little trick, again, I hope that I earned your thumbs up if you guys weren't aware of that. But what I wanted to share with you is for this week, right? A lot of you guys are like, okay, now I know how to look at earnings, but where's my focus for the week? This is just my focus. I thought I would share it with you guys for those that value it. Looking at, right, you guys should be aware that the market is closed tomorrow, which is Monday in observance to MLK Day. On Wednesday, I'm going to be paying attention to United Airlines. Can you guys guess why I would be paying attention to United Airlines? Well, United Airlines is going to be one of the first airlines that reports earnings. And normally what tends to follow is I even have a whole watch list of just airline stocks. It's something that I personally like to pay attention to. So by being aware of how United Airlines reports earnings and how the market reacts, it can be, right, especially if I want to pay attention to, if I see that United Airlines shoots up, then I can prepare for potentially American Airlines to shoot up, right? It's not that every company is going to be the same, but these airlines tend to move almost in packs, right? They're an industry that was really affected by COVID, and anytime that there's good or bad news that is shared about the airline industry, they almost move, together, right? So I thought that would be a useful tip for a lot of you guys to be aware of that. Maybe even if you're invested in some airlines, but maybe it's not United Airlines, Wednesday might be a day worth paying attention to for the United Airlines earnings, because it can at least prepare you for what's to come for when your airline actually reports earnings. I thought that would be worth talking about. And then the last one that I want to talk about is, again, you can click on the overall month, or I like selecting on the overall date, Netflix. Netflix reports earnings on the 20th. So the reason that I find this to be useful is that this is big for tech, and Netflix is very oversold, right? So we will see, right? Netflix had one of its best Q3 and Q4 months with like the Squid Games and all of those very popular Netflix series. I want to see if it led to actually more revenue at the overall end of the year, right? So we're super oversold with Netflix. I'm not even sure if you guys were aware of that. It used to trade at $700. It's been on a consistent descending pattern. Looking at the RSI, looking at the MACD, yes, we're oversold, but if they report bad earnings, it can get even cheaper, right? But if they report better than expected earnings, then this is where we can really see the recovery of Netflix, which would be a step in the right direction, as it's been on a downfall ever since its peak at $700. So I thought that would be quite interesting. So that's my focus for the week. I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware on how to utilize the Webull trading platform and how you can actually become aware of the up and coming stocks that are about to report earnings, especially for all of you guys that are participating in the swing trading challenge. Please make sure the more you know, the better that you can prepare. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that I earned your thumbs up. Happy Sunday. I'll see you guys till later for our Sunday stock talk. I wanted to open up a couple spots for our Learn Plan Profit. It's going to be $100 off the Learn Plan Profit 2.0 course. We've been getting a bunch of messages of people wanting to join our team, just waiting for that special discount. So 5 spots, $100 off, and that's going to be that second link in the description. I really do appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.